Hello and welcome back to Pin My Podfics. This is the reading of I'll Bleed Wherever I Want to Bitch by Tanarare, chapter 15. It took me a while to get here, but I finally found some free time to record this, so let's get on with the chapter. No, running and stretching is good enough. There's no need to step back your recovery process through avoidable injuries. Agent Butler orders with a pointed look. We can see again in a week, but right now sparring is not advisable. Fucking pussy. Ugh. Katsuki is so fucking bored. It's unreal. Seriously, he is one more hour of staring at the ceiling away from actually willingly asking for another Mario Kart tournament. And it's only been 3 days since. Really, it's that bad. And now, fucking dinner for one bitch ass is telling him he can't even hit something to get rid of his energy. Fuck you, he hisses, turns around and loudly stomps towards his room. He flops down on the bed and lets his eyes wander back to the all too familiar ceiling. If he just had, a fucking phone. But these bitches all have trust issues and think that him finding out the last 3 identities would somehow make a difference. Come on, Cory literally introduced herself. They didn't even try to hide Cass's name. He has most of the others, honestly. What the fuck are they still playing these games for? It's fucking pathetic. There's no fucking reason, not a single one, and they're not even trying to explain it. It's obvious that he can't be trusted with shit. Not even his own fucking buddy, it seems. Ugh. He takes a look at the clock. 20 minutes since Butler bitch ruined his day. That's 1% and a bit of the day. He's gonna fucking lose it in here. A knock on the door comes as the most welcome sound all day. A fucking distraction. Finally. What? He shouts from the bed. The door opens and Todd peeks in. What you doing today? Fucking nothing. Your bitch-ass butler is a fucking pussy and won't allow me to spar. He complains. Why? Todd snorts. Yeah, he does that. Probably better that way. He's usually right. Wanna come out with me? Not really healthy to stay in the house all day, you know. No shit, Sherlock. It's not voluntarily. Where are you going? Just a small shopping trip through the city. Need a few surveillance cams for the case, and Alfred wants some spices from a special store. So, you coming? What's in it for me? Todd snorts again. Fucking smug bitch. You're getting out of here for a bit. Something to do? Fuck if I know what you want out of it. Katsuki puts on a contemplative look, just out of spite. It's the principle of it, not any actual thought. His decision was made the second Todd spoke the words come out. Whatever, I'm waiting for you though. I'm not waiting for you though. Unless you want to walk there, you'll have to. It's not exactly right out of the door. What, y'all so rich your castle doesn't fit in the city? Basically, it's a 10-minute drive. A bit longer on foot, though. Your choice. Ugh, that fucker. Tell me the car at least isn't cringe. Who said anything about cars? Wait, we taking the bus? Thought you were a rich kid. Todd rolls his eyes and steps back into the hallway. Nah, man, we're taking my bike. Okay, that means 2 things. Bike as in bicycle, or bike as in motorcycle. Fucking Americans and their weird shortenings. Not that he's gonna debase himself and ask or some shit. Nah, he'll wait and see. He grabs his boots he demonstratively keeps in his room and not down at the entrance and waves Todd away. Yeah, give me a minute. Meet me in the cave and take a beanie and gloves with you. It's cold out and your hair is fucking ridiculous. And with those words, he vanishes out of the door. Bitch. Katsuki still does what he said because he's not stupid. He's well aware that his hair is a dead giveaway and that Gotham's winter is a fucking bitch. He pulls on a hoodie and his tragically borrowed winter jacket. Tragically because it's obnoxiously red and a little too big on him. Like, whoever owned it before him was the broadest motherfucker on earth. He's definitely gonna ignore the implications that this was Jason's once. The only beanie he can find is thankfully tasteful and black. He has less luck with the gloves. One pair too thin and the other fucking bright blue, clashing awfully with the jacket. He chooses the thin ones because when it's too cold he still has pockets so he won't die of hypothermia. But the blue ones would definitely make him die of humiliation. Especially because they're also too big and make him look like a fucking toddler. Gloves stuffed into his pockets and beanie in hand, he stumps down the stairs and makes his way into the cave. Todd is already there, leaning into on a motorcycle with a red helmet in hand and another perched weirdly on his head. He uncrosses his arms when he spots Katsuki and throws the helmet at him with a weirdly soft smile. Ever been passenger, kid? Katsuki shrugs. He hasn't, but it can't be hard. I'll take that as a no. Hope you don't have a problem with touching me, cause you're gonna have to hold on to me, Todd says with what could be interpreted as an apologetic wince. Katsuki won't interpret shit though. Fuck, whatever, show me. Todd nods and swings a leg over the seat, lobbing the helmet to Katsuki. Then he fiddles with something behind him and beckons Katsuki over with a jerk of his head. Step on this and sit behind me. You can grab my shoulders to get on, but I'd recommend grabbing onto my waist or something during the ride, unless you want to eat pavement, of course. Katsuki slips on the helmet and does as told, perching behind him. He's tense. Sue him. This is weird. Like, he's supposed to touch the guy. He hasn't touched someone else voluntarily and without violent intent in... Yeah, he doesn't even know how long. Can't even remember it, so that speaks volumes about the current situation. It just feels weird. Like, the guy is nice and all, bit of a smug asshole, but who isn't? But basically, hugging the guy? For fuck's sake, pull yourself together. You're making a big deal out of bullshit. It's for fucking practical purposes, not a fucking cuddle session. He slots in behind the man and shoves his stiff fingers into the folds of his jacket. His shoulders are at his ears and he's just a bit too aware of the space between his chest and Todd's back. But at least he won't fall off now. Todd pulls his helmet down and slaps the visor in place. Then he leans forward and starts the bike. They take off and Katsuki immediately gets why Todd insisted on the touching. The acceleration of this thing is crazy. Todd aims at a wall and Katsuki is 2 seconds away from jumping off and hoping for the best when the wall just splits open and reveals a tunnel winding upwards. Fucking rich people. Seriously. The tunnel winds upwards slowly, covering a suspiciously long distance Katsuki knows serves only identity hiding purposes. Wayne is so fucking paranoid, like, really, like, his shit is in a fucking cave hidden under his house. Normal people would have a nice false wall or something. Todd shifts in front of him and pulls his attention to the sudden darkness enveloping them. The tunnel was lit by really warm lamps, but now it's just black and Todd isn't slowing down. He's just gunning straight into the nothing like he doesn't regularly cosplay as the embodiment of trust issues. Katsuki's grip tightens involuntarily and he contemplates hopping off for the second time in as many minutes. Which really says a lot about the apparent regard for safe driving Todd holds. And again, the wall in front just fucking opens, revealing a cloudy sky obscured by tall trees and a weird little path that That's obviously designed to not look like one. Katsuki prays that they don't hit any trees, especially at the speed they're at, because this bitch didn't slow one bit when gunning for the wall. If anything, he sped up. Psycho. But Todd navigates the forest like he's been doing it for years, which, yeah, he probably did now that Katsuki thinks about it. Dumbass. Whatever. He's actually a bit grateful for his position right now, namely, practically hidden behind Todd's broad-ass back, because it means the bitingly cold wind isn't shaving off layers off his skin, but merely ripping at his clothes like it's trying to assault him. Somehow, this is fun. Somehow, the wind and the speed and the slight weightlessness behind him is of flying. Not even the unfamiliar sensation of someone else can destroy the memory. Only serves as that little bit of warmth usually accompanying it. They make it out of the woods, and Katsuki can just so make out Todd's voice in the wind. "Hold on, kid, we're going faster now." He clutches on to the jacket with white knuckles and leans forward. Just a little bit, and it feels like he's going to be ripped off when Todd somehow puts on even more speed. He has to bite back a whoop. That'd be cringe. He can't be caught enjoying himself here. He'd never live it down. They swerve through the small amount of traffic on the streets and possibly run a red light. But in Todd's defense, braking would have been impossible at that point, and they didn't hit anything, so everything's fine for sure. A few minutes later, they're deep into the actual city of Gotham. At least, Katsuki would assume so, because it's not like he actually knows shit about where he is. Whatever. This is Todd's trip anyways. He's the one who needs shit. Katsuki's just here for funsies. Definitely not because he has any underlying motives or anything. No, that'd be absurd. They finally slow in some random street Katsuki doesn't recognize, pulling over at a glass door leading to a really shady-looking shop. Todd puts his feet down and motions for Katsuki to get off first, which he does, gracefully, because he's not an idiot who overestimates the length of his legs, yes. He pulls off his helmet and waits for Todd. The guy finishes the 1,000 little things apparently needed to deposit a motorcycle and turns to him with a grin. And fun, isn't it? Katsuki grumbles out a vague affirmative with a huff and turns towards the shady shop. He's about to go in when Todd taps his head. "Beanie, kid, your hair is a one-way ticket to identity problems." He huffs, but complies and pulls the beanie over his already spiky hair. He'll look like a hopped-up hedgehog when he takes it off. So, no talking from you for this, okay? That guy is dangerous, and I really don't need you on his blacklist, understood? Todd warns, suddenly serious again. Katsuki scoffs. "I'll do what I want. Fuck off. I'm not scared of that bitch." "Then be scared of his fucking gun. I don't care. Just shut your face." And with that, he pushes through the door and strolls up to the counter like he owns the place, leaving Katsuki no choice but to follow like a little kid trying not to lose its mother. He wants to punch him, but Todd is already talking to the guy behind the counter. "I need live feed cameras, small and easily hidden with a long life." The guy nods and walks off into the depths of his shop. As soon as he's out of sight, Katsuki plants his elbows between Todd's ribs. "Bitch, shut it," Todd hissed. "Just wait outside for fuck's sake." Katsuki is about to protest when it hits him that it'd be the perfect opportunity for his plans. Yes. He just needs to find a fire escape. He can find Todd again later, so he huffs and puffs a bit for show, turns around and walks out with a grin. There wasn't even a plan and everything is still going accordingly. He's just that good. Outside, he has to search for a grand total of 1 minute before finding a good fire escape, which he promptly uses to get on the roof. It's not particularly high, so he'll need a taller one for the view he's trying to get. See, he knows that the city hall is in the city center, and he knows that the library is at the city center, and he knows that the city hall is tall enough to be seen for miles. So if he's in walking distance to the city center, he should be able to see it and get to it, and thereby get to the library, because those bitches still aren't giving him a fucking phone. He makes the leap to another roof, a bit higher but close enough, and it takes a slow 360 turn, and there it is. It's not even all that far. It should be 10 minutes by roof max. The plan? It's planning. The way to the city center may not be long, but fuck if it isn't exhausting. Like, he barely has enough stamina for a bit of running, and now he's doing fucking parkour over Gotham's rooftops. Still, it's better than anything he could have cooked up at the manor today. Thank fuck for Todd and his weird whims. He drops down in an alley near the library and checks his beanie in a nearby puddle. He really doesn't need anyone to notice him. Oh, wait. Fuck, what if Barbara Gordon is in? That'd be, like, worst case scenario. Or, not the worst, but worse. A worst case scenario. He's been having too much luck today, and that shit doesn't happen unless Karma is about to bitch slap him like John motherfucking Cena. Maybe the planet won't be planning much longer. But anyways, he didn't parkour through half of Gotham for nothing. He'll just be stealthy. Maybe put on a scarf or something. Hide his hoodie. Anything. Whatever. But Karma seems to still be warming up because Barbara Gordon isn't in. Now he just needs to find a new victim to mooch off of. But social interactions with strangers. He resolves to a bit of stalking when a woman gets up and goes looking for a book without logging out. She'll probably be back soon, but this is his chance. He drops in her seat and pulls up Google. Bruce Wayne children. And there it is. A nice list sorted by years. If these bitches want to get secretive, that's their fucking problem. First one. Richard Richie Grayson Wayne. Orphaned and taken in. Loved by many. Now a police officer in Bloodhaven. Jason Todd Wayne. A street kid taken in after Richie left. Died a few years later. Timothy Drake Wayne. A neighbor's kid. Fuck, these stories are weird. But what's even weirder is that others aren't in the article. It mentions more children, but also says that Wayne is very private about them and that neither names nor origins are known, which is inconvenient because how the hell is he supposed to find out more about them if he knows none of their surnames? It may not be a big slap, but it does make for a pretty good stub toe. He deletes his history and hides between the shelves on the lookout for a new victim. The woman comes back only a minute later and he internally pats himself on the back. Yes, he's just that good. A new opportunity arises when he sees the same granny as last time again. The one with font size 3000. Scamming the elderly isn't very ethical of him, but neither is living with murderers, and he's been doing that pretty successfully for a while now. So he asks her again, and she doesn't recognize him at all, but she does give him access again, so he'll let it slide. And then he Googles Gotham Duke for shits and giggles, and finds an article on Duke Thomas, pictures included. And what do you know? It's his Duke, or like the Duke, whatever. The point is, it's about Duke Thomas as one of the faces of the We Are Robin movement, and also includes the fact that his parents are insane due to some guy called Joker. It's very attention-seeking and also really fucking invasive, and Katsuki kind of wants to scrub his brain with bleach after reading it, and also destroy it because it's a level of invasion of privacy he wouldn't have thought normal civilians would be subjected to. He doesn't really want to use this against them. This is like trauma and shit. That's something he can say. He used to say, hey, trust me for fuck's sake, I already know too much anyways, without simultaneously saying, you can't trust me because I will invade your privacy and use your trauma against you. Wouldn't work out well for him if he had to hazard a guess. Even for him, that'd be too low. So he once again has nothing. Great. How does one make a family of paranoid people with a lot of secrets trust them without revealing their own secrets too much? Because a lot of his own secrets are already out in the open, but by fucking far, not all of them. What can he tell them? What wouldn't be too much in the grand scheme of things? Maybe more facts about his dimension, things that aren't personal but maybe interesting to them? Or things that show he's capable, things that show he's not useless, that he can help them with this. This being finding who did this, making them return him, and then sending them straight to jail because he hasn't heard shit about that since he moved in. They all refuse to talk about the case, but he can tell by the vibes that it's not going well, and he fucking knows that he could solve it in 3 seconds flat if they just fucking told him everything. If they trusted him. What are you doing here? Comes the voice of Barbara Gordon behind him, immediately sending him into a PTSD flashback of Aizawa-sensei catching him in the training room at night. And that was it for chapter 15 of I'll Bleed Wherever I Want to, Bitch by Tanara. This was such an ass recording. And my throat's very dry right now. I should get a cup of water later. It's very ass, and it's all, I may have done it in different takes, but that's because I'm doing this on CapCut, and it has a teleprompter, thingy, and I can't do more than 3,000 characters. Not words. Characters. So I need to split this in between 2-3 minute takes, no matter what, or else I cannot do stuff. So yeah, that's it for this recording. Hydrate or die straight, or hydrate or dihydrate, as they say, and have whatever time of day it is, and have a good rest of your day. And yeah.